right now is focusing heavily on enhancing the ginning, spinning, and processing units. With raw materials easily accessible and processing units being the focus of the government, the state is going to be the best ideal location for investments in textile and apparels. To further help us understand the opportunities and ecosystem in detail, let me welcome Srimati K. Sunitha IAS, Principal Secretary, Handlooms and Textiles, to take us through the wonderful plethora of opportunities that we have in the state of Andhra Pradesh on handlooms and textiles. Let's all welcome her with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Rajiv. Good morning, everybody. Respected Minister for Finance, Bugana Rajendranath Garu, Minister for Higher Education, Adimulap Suresh Garu, our Minister for Industries and Commerce, Gudwada Amarnath Garu, Chairman APIDC, Bandi Nagendra Punyashila Garu, Chairman APIIC Mettu, Govinda Reddy Garu, VCCI Maharashtra Robin Banerjee, Srijana Director Industries, all the distinguished guests here, a very good morning to all of you all. The importance of handlooms and textiles is, I think, mostly felt here in Mumbai because it's a huge textile center, and it's also been elucidated by many poets, from Shakespeare to Erasmus. Everybody has spoken about it. The apple of proclaims the man. This is what Shakespeare had said. Clothes are the man. Johnson has said this, and clothes make the man. Mark Twain had said this. So I don't need to emphasize more on what really is the importance of textiles here. Textiles make up around 2% of the global GDP, and for India also it is 2% of the GDP. The second largest employer after agriculture, and about 4% of the global trade is with textiles. In the next 5 years, India is supposed to export $100 billion worth of textiles. The importance of textiles also can be seen from the fact of employment. Not only is it the second largest employer, if you set up an industry, probably you would have 12 jobs, you would create 12 jobs. If you have done a textile, you would have done 30, but if you've done a garment industry, then you would have done 70 jobs. So it has the highest employment potential. 70% of this employment potential is from women, and that's also very important for us. The textile ecosystem in Andhra, we have around 10 textile parks. About 6 of them are from belong to the government, and 4 of them are in the private sector. So if you see we have the ready-made and technical textiles in Visakhapatnam, the weaving, processing, made-ups in Prakasham, and ready-made garments in Anantapur, YSR, Kadapa, that's towards the western side, and we have the weaving and processing and ready-made garments in Chittoor and Nellore. In these parks, we have a lot of land available, and there are 3 types of investments possible. We have the integrated parks at Brandix and then Sri City, where you have everything available from the ETP and the infrastructure in place, and you have to just go and set up this unit. You have small government-owned parks, less than 100 acres, and then you also have a total area available for green sectors to come up, like Loyal and Shahi had come up where there's no textile park. They have done it on their own, and they believe that is probably cheaper, more useful to the local population there, and that kind of this thing also is there. Then there is a huge potential of these housing colonies. Our Chief Minister has constructed huge housing colonies called YSR Jagan colonies. And these colonies also have a lot of potential because we have a lot of places where these are available. Now, some of the marquee investors in the sector are like we have Mohan Spintex for home textiles, Torre for technical textiles, TJ for well-knit products, then Unicharm Precourt for medical textiles, Brandix, Shahi, Texport, Volta for apparel, a lot of yarn and integrated textiles. We have Loyal and Aditya Birla. These people are a testimony to what is happening in Andhra. We have a lot of potential because we have the not only the textile area around, but we also have the handlooms. And we have about, in the one district, one product, when we had done this survey, we found that we had 35 handloom products, 35 handicraft products. Our districts were just 13. We were supposed to do 13 then after we bifurcated, it went to 26. But we found that we had more products than what actually our number of districts were. We have around 1,77,447 weavers, and we also have around 14 products which have been taken, given GI product, out of which handlooms are 6. The rest belong to the handicraft, 8 belong to the handicraft sector. Now, in the raw materials, like Rajiv was mentioning, we are very good in the raw material area. We have cotton, we have ginning mills, we have silk, we have jute. You name it, what is necessary for textile sector, we have all of that. And in continuation of what was happening after bifurcation, many believed that Andhra would actually not do so well in the textile unit. But then we found that out of the 18,507 MSME units in the textile sector, 14,971 have come up after 2014. That's a testimony of what textile sector is doing in Andhra. We have around 266 small enterprises, 23 medium enterprises, and 145 large and mega units, and 14,865 micro units, and all of them have commenced after the bifurcation. That is, after the new Andhra state was made. We have a lot of land available. We have 2,404 acres of land in various private parks, government-owned parks, and land belonging to APIC. We have 7,337 plots. We also work with collaboration with NID, IAHT, NIFT, and so there are a lot of technical personnel available for you all for employment. The NID is in Vijayawada, the IAHT is in Venkatagiri, that is Nellore, that is border of Tamil Nadu, and we have a lot of training and skill development centers. There's a lot of manpower available, and we also have given a lot of emphasis to the MSME textile units. We have overall 15,013 units, creating an employment of 1,55,000. In terms of the scope of future investments, we have formulated a policy for, we're going to formulate a policy for integrated greening of textile industry, so there's a lot of scope there. We also have cluster development programs, mega cluster development programs, and we have textile parks like Brandix and Sri City and all available. We also have this walk to work concept where all you need to do is go for a plug and play or construct a garment unit within the Jagan colonies, housing colonies for the poor, and you would have ready-made labor, and it would be a real earning in terms of the pay, because I know of many textile parks who pay around 1,000 rupees for transport charges. So you don't have to pay anything for the transport charges. People will just walk into those colonies, and because it is very near their house, the question of dropping out would also be very low. We also want to encourage a lot of export-oriented units, because our share is right now 417 million in a textile sector of 33.3 billion exports. So I think there is a lot of scope. Considering the very good environment available in Andhra, I think there is scope for real good investments here. We also have scope for organic cotton to fabric production. Today in the West, there's a lot of demand for organic products. Our agriculture has put in a lot of emphasis on organic products. So we have around 1/3 of the area in under natural farming. And this is very good for doing organic kind of products here. And whatever we have producing, it's being really bought like hotcakes from the West. We also have, since I've told you that we have so many varieties of handlooms and handicrafts, there's also a provision for having fusion textiles. You could link the organic, you could link the handloom, and then create a lot of products. We have very good furnishing also, Dupion silk that is in Kadapa. Then we have the Iskupalli fabrics. NID had done some MOU with us, and then we had created a lot of furnishings based on their students' inputs, and it came out very well. We have a lot of other fabrics like Mangalgiri, Pulagutta, and Kalamkari. I know most of you all would be knowing about this. And today there is a chance of work, again combining Kalamkari with our crochet lace in Narsapur, which is quite famous. It employs around 2 lakh employees in Narsapur, and it's quite, it's very good to have a look at that. We also can give you a lot of economies of scale in terms of the wages. Wages slide. Yeah, so if you see the wages, we are cheaper than Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, West Bengal, Maharashtra. I know some gentlemen, you would lose out whatever incentives they've given in terms of the pay of the workers, which is higher. You also would lose out in terms of the logistics, because you have to travel from Madhya Pradesh to your port or to the areas of your destination. Whereas Andhra is like a gateway to the south, and it's also a gateway to the Southeast Asia. So if you're looking at, Japan is one of the good exporters of textiles. So you're looking at traveling to Japan and selling your goods. I think Andhra would definitely be a preferred choice. The distance from Mumbai to Southeast Asia is is much higher. And in terms of logistics also, your containers would be waiting a lot more longer time in Mumbai. You would be saving time by moving to Vizag or Krishnapatnam or Chennai. And that would also help you all. In terms of power also, we are very good. The existing incentives and to be coming incentives, all of them would be having this power subsidies. And water also, we are comparable. And logistics support, already my predecessors explained to you how good our logistics supports are. The ports and the ease of doing business, all this I think is really going to help you to set up good things. Then in the other opportunities, I would also talk about the 15 technical textiles sector. We have 15 textiles already there. Like we have global players like Torre and Grasim, and we have 3 industrial corridors and port-led industrialization. And then the export policy also of AP, we want to double the exports in the next 5 years. And the logistics policy also looks at better supply management chain. The faster container disposable, the distance of the textile parks from the port, if you take, we have in AP about 6 ports which have less than 53 kilometers distance from the textile parks, whereas in Mumbai you have 13 ports, but all of them are quite far, and the least distance is 54 kilometers. So I think in terms of logistics, it makes sense to look at Andhra. Then in terms of, if you're looking at, the social life or the hospital and the education and facilities for your children, I would say that for an industry to really thrive, it's easier to come up near a big city. So we have Vizag, where we have Brandix and other places. So Visakhapatnam, you all know, is quite a cosmopolitan, good life there. And then you have Chennai. We don't mind taking our neighbor cities like Chennai and Bangalore, because we are nearer to them than their own states. So we have around Nellore, Chittoor, which is very near to Chennai. Then you have Anantapur, Kurnool, which is more near to Bangalore than their own districts. So this would ensure that you can, stay in these cities and then have a good social life. Your children could be educated in good institutions. Your parents would have a good hospital facilities, and you would have the pleasure of driving through a very short distance, not getting clogged in the city life of either Mumbai or Bangalore or Chennai, but moving to Andhra. I think that is something which a quality of life will definitely improve, and you would look forward to. Then just to give you a small snapshot of two apparel city parks, Brandix. This is a 1,000-acre textile park. 400 acres are still available. There is good connectivity to Gangavaram port. It's very near Visakhapatnam, and there's water and ETP available and power available. And this is a beautiful park. It's green. It's very well built. It employs around 20,000 or 18,000 people. And it's a real worthwhile thing to see for anybody who is interested in having an integrated park. Then we have the Mass Fabric Park. This is also a private one. This is in Nellore. Around 740 acres are available here. Some of it is in the SEZ and some of it is in normal area. We have water supply there, and we have access to Krishnapatnam port, and there is a CETP already there. The success story of our whole textile industry is, I just want to show you one small unit here. It's Tore. Their investment is 1,000 crores. Their site area is 110 acres. They create around 530 employment, and they have started their submission of DPR in 2017. They went on to signing of MOU in 30th August and DPR finalization in September 2017. Site leveling in 2017 September and 12th, and then allotment of tailor-made incentives on 17th October 2017. And their target trial production was 2019 January, and the commercial production was in February 2020. So this speedy